Hi, thanks for watching Sealclops book reviews. I am going to be reviewing a true crime book today. I am reviewing Talking with Serial Killers, written by Christopher Berry D. Enjoy! Talking with Serial Killers, written by Christopher Berry D. I read this true crime book as both a paperback and an e-book, and it is a non-fiction. Technically, it can be part of an ongoing series, like the Talking With series, but from everything I've seen, this was roughly the first that came out. So yeah, enjoy. Okay, so the genre slash trope, non-fiction, true crime, mystery, and serial killers. How does the book compare with other books in the genre? This is a different sort of true crime book in that it is made up of chapters surrounding individual killers and not a book on just one criminal. In a way, it can be described as an anthology of true crime stories. How does it match up to your expectations of the genre? So, from the reviews I have seen regarding this book, I found it to be better than I was expecting. The author does go on a bit to the point that I skimmed a few paragraphs here and there until it was finished, but the information was easy to read and fairly informative. I cannot vouch for the accuracy though, as many of the criminals I have not read about before. And that is something that I have seen in some of the reviews, that the accuracy is a bit off or made to seem a certain way rather than how it really was or something like that. But yeah, I'd just like to say I don't know much about these specific serial killers, so I don't know how accurate or inaccurate the information is going forward. The summary. Christopher Berry D is the man who talks to serial killers, a world-renowned investigative criminologist. Investigative? Yes, criminologist. He has gained the trust of murderers across the world, entered their high-security prisons, and discussed in detail their shocking crimes. The killer's pursuit of horror and violence is described through the unique audio tape and videotape interviews with Berry D, conducted deep inside the bowels of some of the world's toughest prisons. Christopher Berry D has collated these interviews into this astounding, disturbing book, which since its first publication has gone on to become a true crime classic. Not only does he describe his meetings with some of the world's most evil men and women, he also produces verbatim the very words as they describe their crimes, allowing the reader a glimpse into the inner workings of the people who have committed the worst crime possible, to mercilessly take the life of another human being. The analysis, plot and theme. So this non-fiction book is made up of 9 chapters outlining the lives and crimes of 10 individual serial killers. Each section is not too long in length. It does not dive too deep into the political aspects of the crimes, instead focusing on the crimes themselves and how the police eventually caught the criminals. Pacing, emotion, ending, and plot holes. It became apparent fairly quickly that the author thinks very highly of himself. He goes off on tangents regarding his theories on the crimes and potential disabilities of the killers. This results in information in the book that may not have any true backing. It was quite easy to skim over these parts of the book though. And that's what I meant by I skimmed some paragraphs. The main characters. So we have the first half of the serial killers. So there's Harvey Lewis Carrigan, Arthur John Shawcross, John Martin Scripps, Michael Bruce Ross, and Ronald Joseph Butch DeFeo Jr. I love reading true crime books that actually have pictures so you can actually see what these people look like. It is hard to imagine sometimes putting faces to names and seeing how they sweet talked people to do their bidding, or they look like everyday people, which is so scary. But yeah, it's very interesting to be able to put a face to a name. The next lot, we have Aileen Carroll Wuornos. I just know her as the Monster. There's a movie about her even, The Monster. Yeah, we have a chapter on her. Kenneth Allen McDuff, Henry Lee Lucas, Douglas Daniel Clark, and Carol Mary Bundy. Not related to Ted Bundy. They say that in the book, and I also thought I'd mention it because, Bundy's a well-known last name. Like I said, there's 9 chapters, but there's 10 serial killers. That is because Douglas Daniel Clark and Carol Mary Bundy, they have a chapter together. They are accomplices. They work together along with another person who they don't picture. The recommendation. So this wasn't a bad book, but it wasn't something I would read again going forward. Saying that, I find that true crime books do not have much rereadability anyway. It was interesting and kept me coming back to find out how the killers were caught and sentenced. Many of the serial killers in the book were still awaiting the outcome of their sentences when the book was written in 2001. Therefore, without further research, I do not know how their stories end. Quite often in the book it says, as of this point in time, this is what's happened. And like I said, it was written in 2001, so a lot has changed. That was 23 years ago. So just, keep that in mind while reading this book if you do go and read this book as well. And my review, I gave it 2.5 out of 5 stars. Pretty average. I like to say that this is my I didn't love it, I didn't hate it sort of review. An interesting and informative true crime book to be taken with a grain of salt regarding its accuracy. And there you go, a short and sweet review on a true crime book called Talking with Serial Killers, written by Christopher Berry D. Let me know what you think if you've read this book or any of the other ones written by Christopher Berry D. And if there's anything a bit better you would recommend for me to read as well. Thank you. Bye.